Something is happening at Heartland. Something fans didn't expect. Season 19 opened a new chapter of heartbreak, family bonds, and emotional twists, but now, Episode 2 has created a storm of questions. Why is Episode 2 delayed? What really happens next at the ranch? And what does this mean for Amy, Jack, and the future of Heartland? Stay with me, because the truth behind Episode 2 is deeper than a simple release update. It's a turning point. Heartland is more than a TV show. For millions of fans, it is a place of peace, comfort, and home. It is a world where family is everything, where hope is stronger than pain, and where love, no matter how tested, always finds a way back. But in Season 19, something feels different. There is a quiet sadness in the air, a shift in energy at Heartland Ranch that even the strongest characters cannot hide. And Episode 2 may be the key to unlocking what lies ahead. The story of Heartland has always taught us that life moves forward, even through grief, loss, and change. After Ty's death, Amy learned to heal. After Lou's struggles, the family learned to stand together. And through every storm, Jack became the anchor that held everyone from falling apart. But now, a new test has arrived for the Fleming-Bartlett family, and it is one that will challenge their strength once again. Season 19 began like a quiet sunrise, gentle, slow, but full of emotion bubbling beneath the surface. Amy is still the girl with a gift, but she now carries a heavier heart. She is a mother, a mentor, and a woman who has known deep loss. Yet in her silence, there is courage. In her sadness, there is purpose. And in Season 19, Episode 2, she may face a choice that could change her future forever. Lou continues to fight battles of her own, juggling duty, motherhood, and leadership. She tries to hold everything together, but the weight of her choices is beginning to show. Georgie is still away, chasing her dream, but her absence has left a quiet space in the family, an empty chair at the Heartland table. And then there's Jack, strong, wise, loyal. But even Jack cannot stop time. And in this new season, he too will confront moments that test his faith in family and in himself. The ranch feels restless. New faces have appeared. Old wounds that were once buried are slowly rising to the surface. Secrets are waiting to be uncovered. Episode 2 is not just another chapter, it is a warning that change is coming to Heartland. And with change comes risk. Fans around the world are restless, waiting to know what happens next. Will Amy open her heart again? Will Lou make a decision that shakes the future of Hudson? Will Jack finally reveal the truth he's been hiding? And perhaps the biggest question, who or what is coming that will challenge Heartland like never before? Every season of this show has given us moments of joy, pain, laughter, and tears. But Season 19 feels like a return to raw storytelling. The writers have brought back the emotional depth that makes Heartland so powerful. And Episode 2 holds that emotional fire. It will not just move the story forward. It will strike the heart of every fan. This journey is not just about horses and healing anymore. It is about legacy, about what we carry after love and loss, and about the promise we make to those we have lost, to keep going, no matter what. And now, the question rises, when can we finally see Episode 2? And why is everyone so desperate to know what's inside it? The truth begins in the next section, where we uncover the emotional trail left behind by Episode 1 and how it sets the stage for Episode 2. Season 19 begins not with noise, but with quiet tension, the kind that doesn't scream, but lingers in the air like a storm waiting to break. Episode 1 reminded us why Heartland still matters after all these years. It didn't rely on shocking twists or dramatic explosions. Instead, it reached inside the lives of its characters and showed us something far more powerful: life moving on. Even when the heart still carries scars, we saw Amy doing what she does best, healing broken horses. But the truth is, she's the one still learning to heal herself. There were moments in Episode 1 where she paused and looked out across the ranch, and even though she didn't say it in words, her eyes told a story. She misses the parts of her life that time has taken. She misses Ty not just as a husband, but as a friend, a partner, a dreamer who once stood by her side. And yet, she stands strong not because she is fearless, but because she refuses to let grief win. But something in episode 1 hinted at a new journey for Amy. One that goes beyond horses and beyond the past. A mysterious horse arrived on the ranch, wild and untamed, but carrying a pain Amy could feel. That horse is more than just another training case. It is a symbol, a reflection of Amy herself searching for trust again. And in episode 2, this connection may become even more important. Meanwhile, Lou found herself buried under responsibility once again. Hudson's mayor, mother, sister, daughter, her roles are endless, and they are pulling her in every direction. In episode 1, she tried to make decisions that protect the town and the ranch, but the more she tries to lead, the more distant she becomes from the people she loves. She wants to be strong. She wants to win every battle. But episode 1 revealed a truth that even Lou may be afraid to admit. Sometimes strength is not about control. Sometimes it's about letting others in. And in episode 2, a conflict may force Lou to face a truth she has been avoiding. She can't save everything alone. Jack, the heart of the ranch, carried a quiet sadness in episode 1 that didn't go unnoticed. We saw him staring at old photographs, touching memories that now exist only in silence. He tried to smile. He tried to carry on. But the weight of years, the people he has lost, the battles he has fought is starting to press against him. And worst of all, there is something he isn't saying. Something he is hiding. A decision, a worry, or perhaps even a secret, one that may come to the surface in episode 2 and shake the entire family. Tim was, as always, both a storm and a protector. Love him or hate him, he's a man who makes choices from the heart, even when those choices hurt people he cares about. In episode 1, he faced a moment that may return in episode 2 with consequences he isn't ready for. His past always has a way of finding him, and this time, it might affect more than just him. Episode 1 placed every character on the edge of change. Even small scenes held meaning. Lisa trying to hold Jack together without losing herself. Katie growing into her own voice. Caleb pushing forward through disappointment. Every moment felt like a lantern lighting the path toward something bigger. Something emotional. Something life-changing. And now, all eyes turn to episode 2 because episode 2 is not just a continuation. It is the moment where the season begins to move. There will be decisions that cannot be undone. Words that cannot be taken back. And emotional truths that can no longer stay buried. Fans already feel it. Episode 2 is coming with answers, but also with pain, with hope, and maybe with a new beginning for someone who desperately needs it. In the next section, we go deeper. The real release update for Heartland Season 19 Episode 2. Why the delay? What has CBC revealed? And when can fans finally watch Episode 2? The wait for Heartland Season 19 Episode 2 has turned into a wave of suspense across the fan community. People are searching, asking, and even arguing online when is episode 2 coming. And why is it taking so long? But this delay is not just a scheduling pause. It carries meaning. It carries purpose. And yes, it carries a story behind it. To understand what is happening with episode 2, we must step behind the scenes, beyond the teasers, beyond the official posts, and into the reality of how Heartland is made. Unlike most TV shows, Heartland is built with love, patience, and emotional truth. It isn't rushed. It isn't shaped by trends. It is shaped by heart. Every episode takes time to write with care, time to film with feeling, and time to edit so that every smile, every tear, every silent glance lands exactly where it should. So what about episode 2? According to CBC's release flow, Heartland episodes don't always come out week by week at the same pace we expect from streaming shows. Heartland follows network programming, which sometimes includes breaks between episodes because of scheduling decisions, editing timelines, or seasonal broadcast strategy. That means delays like this are not unusual. But this time, the pause feels different, intentional. Why? Because episode 2 is rumored to be emotionally heavy. Early whispers from production insiders hint that episode 2 carries a turning point moment, one that might shift relationships, reveal truths, or bring back something, or someone, from the past. This is why CBC is building this anticipation, letting the emotional pressure grow before release, because Heartland knows how to land emotional impact. Some fans online believe episode 2 may include a major confrontation between two key characters, a surprise return of a familiar face from past seasons, or a dramatic reveal tied to Amy's new horse case. Others suggest this episode might reignite an old storyline, one that fans never got closure from. And for the first time in years, the fandom is divided. Some are emotionally ready. Others are afraid that episode 2 may hurt before it heals. So what do we know officially? CBC has confirmed season 19 is moving forward as planned. And episode 2 is coming. There is no cancellation, no production stop, and no script problems. The delay is simply part of their scheduled rollout. In fact, insiders say the post-production team worked extra time fine-tuning this episode, especially the emotional scenes. That means episode 2 is expected to be rich in storytelling, music score, and performances crafted to touch the audience deeply. Fans in Canada watching on CBC and CBC Gem will get episode 2 first, as usual. Viewers in the US, UK, and worldwide who watch on platforms like Netflix, Faith and Family, or other services may get this episode later, depending on the licensing schedule, but episode 2 belongs to season 19. And it is on its way. And here is something else. Heartland's official team has quietly dropped small clues across their online pages. A behind-the-scenes photo here, a cast comment there, all pointing to one truth. They want us to feel episode 2, not just watch it. They want us to be ready. This isn't just another new episode, it's a message to longtime fans. Heartland is not afraid to go deep again, to make us cry again, to remind us why we stayed with this show for 18 seasons before this one, because Heartland is about life. Not the perfect parts, but the parts that hurt, heal, and change us forever. So yes, the wait is hard, but sometimes good stories take time. And the story in episode 2 has a heartbeat of its own, strong, slow, and building towards something powerful. In the next and final section, we go even further. What exactly can we expect in episode 2? What emotional storms are coming? And how will this episode shape the rest of season 19? Episode 2 of Heartland season 19 has become more than just a missing episode on a schedule. It is now a chapter fans feel emotionally connected to even before watching it. But what makes episode 2 so important? Why has the delay made audiences nervous, excited, even emotionally charged? The answer is simple: because episode 2 is not just a continuation. It is a trigger point. This is the moment where the season truly begins to move, where hidden tension starts breaking through the surface, where characters who stayed silent for too long finally begin to face their truth. And in Heartland, truth never comes without emotion. Amy's path, the weight of healing. Amy Fleming has always been the emotional heartbeat of Heartland. But in season 19, we're watching a different Amy, strong yet uncertain, standing tall but carrying quiet emotional battles. Episode 1 subtly revealed that she isn't just training horses anymore, she's searching for meaning again. And episode 2 is expected to be the episode where that journey truly begins. The wild horse introduced in episode 1, the one with fear in its eyes, was not just a guest storyline. That horse mirrors Amy's own soul, wounded, guarded, and afraid of trust. Episode 2 may show her breakthrough moment, not just with the horse, but with herself. There might be a painful memory triggered, or a moment where she opens up to someone unexpectedly. It could be Jack, it could be Katie, it could even be someone new. But one thing is certain: episode 2 will begin shaping Amy's emotional arc for this season. But fans are whispering another question: is Amy ready to love again? The show will not rush this. It will not replace Ty, but it will explore how Heart learns to breathe again after loss. Episode 2 might not bring romance, but it may bring the first spark of connection. Not love, not yet, but trust. And that is how love begins. Jack, a secret he can no longer carry. There is something about Jack in season 19, something soft but heavy. His eyes hold memories. His silence carries weight. And episode 2 may finally pull back the curtain. Whether it's a medical concern, a hidden struggle, or something tied to the ranch's future, Jack seems to be holding something back from his family. In episode 2, he may face a moment where hiding is no longer an option. We may see Jack have a scene alone with an old photo, a quiet barn, or at Marion's grave where he confronts his fears. Jack has always been the foundation of Heartland, but even foundations crack under time. Episode 2 might be the first time we see him vulnerable in a way that shakes viewers emotionally. And when Jack breaks, Heartland feels it. Lou, a choice that could divide the family. Lou always wants to do the right thing, but in episode 2, she may finally hit a point where doing the right thing comes with a cost. The mayor of Hudson, a mother, a sister, a daughter. Lou's life is a tight schedule and a ticking clock. And now a decision is coming, most likely connected to the ranch, Hudson, or her personal life that may challenge her relationship with Amy or Tim. Lou has made hard choices before, but episode 2 may present a choice that forces her to ask herself, where does my loyalty belong? My family, my town, or my heart? And this time, the answer may hurt someone she loves. Tim, when the past comes knocking. Tim Morris has never outrun his past, no matter how hard he tries. Whether it's mistakes, regrets, or old rivalries, they always return. Episode 2 might bring a new problem into Tim's life or revive an old one. This could involve Shane. It could involve Jessica. It could even involve someone unexpected from earlier seasons. But fans can feel it. The writers are building something for Tim this season. Something big, something emotional, and for the first time in a long time. Episode 2 may show Tim doing something rare, asking for help. The future of Heartland, what episode 2 sets in motion. Episode 2 is not just emotional, it is strategic. It will plant seeds that will grow across season 19. Conflicts will begin. Connections will be tested. Hope will flicker. Pain will return. Characters will be forced to evolve. The biggest themes episode 2 may unlock include family loyalty vs. personal dreams, healing after lost trust and second chances, the fear of change, legacy of the ranch. And then comes the biggest theory of all, the one fans whisper quietly: could someone from the past actually return this season? No, Ty will not return. That chapter was closed with respect and realism. But what about Mallory? Or Peter? Or Georgie returning earlier than expected? Or even a character we thought we would never see again? Some clues from cast interviews hint at a surprise reappearance this season. Episode 2 may give us the first breadcrumb. Final build to release. This episode 2 has ignited emotion before even airing, and that is the sign of powerful storytelling. The delay only means one thing: this episode matters. It carries weight. The cast knows it. CBC knows it. And deep down, every Heartland fan feels it. So when episode 2 finally releases, expect emotion. Expect change. Expect Heartland at its best, because this isn't just a show. This is a journey of love, grief, family, and home. And Heartland has only just begun to speak this season.